Cards Daily is presented by Arizona Lottery. What's your game? Find out at ArizonaLottery.com.
Two things we got to get cleaned up. Offensively, no pre-snap penalties. Defensively, can't be jumping. Everybody got it? Yeah. All right, let's have that focus when we come back. Let's get a break.
All right, Cards Camp All Access right there, and all business right now. Kliff Kingsbury, a coach of many plays, just not many speeches. Not yet. Paul Calvisi with Cards Daily. Something else he's saving for the final 53, his playbook.
We want to execute plays at a high level and compete and win those preseason games, but we'll keep it vanilla just like everybody else.
All right, definitely not a surprise not showing what you don't have to, but definitely a surprise the guy showing up is sixth-round rookie receiver Keyshawn Johnson.
So far early on, Keyshawn Johnson has looked fantastic. He's a guy that I think could break out as a rookie. He's a really natural runner, route runner. To me, one of the best natural route runners in the draft, and to be able to get him later in day 3 was a good get.
Well, as your first day coming in as a rookie, you look around and you see guys that you kind of looked up to, or guys that you heard are good names, or great players in the NFL. So once you go against them and make a couple plays, and you feel good, but you got to just keep going and keep pushing yourself.
He says he wears number 19 because he was the 19th receiver taken in the draft. How about some more impressions of the number 1 pick, Kyler Murray?
Very athletic guy, strong arm, very accurate. So, I'm glad he's on my team. I'm not going against him in the regular season.
And we leave you with what's not accurate, what the Madden video game did to Coach Kliff in his picture.
I look like I'm on The Walking Dead. So, yeah, I apologize to any of those players that I thought, hey, it's just a video game. Why are you upset? Because I saw my picture on there, and I'm not pleased with where we're at. So.
Oh, you different. Oh, you different.
Don't hit me. I got y'all on camera, so. Hey, watch what y'all doing. I got y'all on camera.
What's up, baby? Here I am.
My set one time.
What's up? What you want to say?
I need to throw up my set right quick. Let you know where I'm from. The 2-5 all day, baby. Shot it there.
Yeah.
Spaghetti AP, not no time, man.
Oh, word. Word.
Christian Kirk. Got the webcam. Is that thing on? Is that thing on?
Yeah.
I'm your biggest fan.
To it.
I'm your biggest fan, bro.
Hopefully get back into it, pick up where we left off. I think that's the plan. Had a good day with the coaches yesterday, kind of regrouping, reassessing where we're at, what we're doing, what we want to get accomplished this week. So it was good, and I think the players will be refreshed and ready to go compete.
With a lot of teams that are already deciding to hold off veterans throughout the 4 preseason games, not playing them at all. Have you guys had those discussions, and do you know what you'll do with guys like Fitz or others?
We've had early discussions. I think next week we'll really get into it. Guys like Fitz, some of those guys want to play and get that work, and we understand that. So we'll finalize those things once we get to the game week.
Much of that is based off of, it's a new offense. But like Fitz has never played in this offense. Doesn't he need something?
Yeah, I think he's getting a ton of reps, through walkthroughs, through practice, and he's a guy who he's played in a lot of different offenses, and so we feel comfortable with where he's at. Once again, if we feel like he needs to play and he wants to play, we'll kind of cross that path when we get there.
How much of
of your offense you're going to roll out during the preseason, or are you going to keep it all under wraps until?
I think just like most teams in the NFL will be pretty vanilla. I mean, we want to execute plays at a high level and compete and win those preseason games, but we'll keep it vanilla just like everybody else.
You've talked about having the two centers, and they're obviously both working right now. Is there a time frame you'd like to have that figured out? Is it at the end of the preseason? Is it sooner than that? Have you thought much about that?
I think it'll be towards the end of preseason. We want to give those guys ample time to compete and see who separates themselves. Both very good players and very competitive and good leaders for this football team, and so we'll let them continue to compete.
How was Byron Murphy's technique and skill of learning this catching up to his talents?
He's getting there. I mean, it's a completely new system for him, and things are moving fast, and we're asking him to do a lot when you're talking about playing outside and inside for a young guy. But he's going to have to grow up fast with Pat's situation, and he understands that. But I think he's come along. He's a guy that the ball tends to find wherever he's at. He's kind of a playmaker and did that at Washington, and we're hoping it continues here.
How much do you love the fact that he's asking questions to everyone and anyone?
We love that. I mean, he loves the game. And when we met with him prior to the Combine, I think that's what we all came away believing, was that he's a football junkie and loves it and wants to be great. And you see that in the way he approaches the game.
How much work is it for him to learn that many positions as a rookie?
Yeah, it's tough. There's no question to be inside, outside, do all the different things you're asked to do, cover a slot, cover an outside guy, and then the run fits. It's definitely a challenge, but, he was well coached in college. Like we talked about, he loves football, and he's studying his tail off to get caught up.
What was the reasoning for having him play both instead of maybe just zeroing in on one of them?
Yeah, Pat's deal. I think that takes us a number down there at corner, and he's a talented corner and a talented nickel, and so we need him in both places.
Did you draft him to play inside?
What's that?
Did you draft him to play inside?
I don't know completely. I think we felt like he could play corner or nickel. I think in our heads, if we had Pat on one side and Robert on the other, that he looked like a possible nickel, but we felt like he was a tremendous corner in college outside as well.
Waiting towards the end of camp to decide on a center, do you think that'll be similar with other positions too, or are there some that you're hoping to figure out a little sooner?
I think it just depends. It's position specific, and we'll see where we're at. Some are solidified, and there's quite a few that'll go into that last preseason game.
Having Robert back there also in the defensive backfield and where he's been, the interception in the end zone, how much does he help, not only Byron, but talking trash to the young guys to kind of get them up to speed?
Yeah, Alford. He's super competitive. That's what we love about him. All spring, all through camp. I mean, he wants you to go at him. He wants to cover the best guy, and that makes it fun, and it's a good energy for those young guys to see.
Where is Jeff Rogers helping you in areas maybe you weren't expecting him to help?
Just overall, logistics of things, what he's seen. He's been on some very successful teams and with some very successful coaches, and just the way they've done it certain places, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and just being able to bounce things off of him and Vance has been huge for me.
You talk about the decision to retain him as an organization and the promotion to assistant coach.
Yeah, I think, when I got here, Steve was very high on Jeff, obviously, and it didn't take long for me to see why. You get around him and his knowledge of the game. The special teams was a bright spot for this organization last year, and then just all the things he does behind the scenes. He's a big part of this deal.
How far along are you on install right now?
We're getting there. We have it broken up into however many days, and we're not quite halfway, but we'll keep plugging away at it.
Trent Sherfield running with the ones, what are you seeing out of him just as he's probably competing for one of those spots?
Consistency. He's a guy that everything we tell him to do, he's doing, the way he's being coached to do it. And he's a guy who's learned every position. And so that's made him really valuable in our system, is being able to plug him in at any position, and he's going to be where he's supposed to be and do it the right way.
Does he seem like a second-year player to you, or is he playing older?
Yeah. I think at times, I think he understands his role and what he'll be, and he's just a very high football IQ, and that's helped him continue to get on the field.
Any point of emphasis in base practice? Any part of the game you're going to work on a lot today?
No, I have a couple of shots at 2 minute, but just getting back in the groove.
Hakeem and Isabella worked with a couple of former pros before the draft. What kind of benefit is it for them to see how those guys work and learn from guys like that?
Yeah, I think, I'm not familiar with who they worked out with, but anytime you work out with guys that have been there and can talk you through kind of the first year, what to expect, what you have to focus on, give you a heads up on things of that nature, I think it's a positive, and both those guys are doing a nice job coming in, competing, and learning their playbook.
Hakeem was Calvin Johnson and Isabella was Randy Moss. So
Those are pretty good players, so yeah, I don't know what you're going to learn from them. They made it easy, Hall of Fame, all-time greats. But I think anytime you just get mentally prepared for what the grind that it is, if nothing else, that helps.
Coach, back here, just curious, do you plan to roll out an offense that perhaps nobody has ever seen before? And are you worried, well, you said you're going to keep it vanilla for the early part, but is that your plan to bring this offense from your expertise with the spread the field and everything, is that something that you think that the NFL will see that's brand new this year?
I'm not sure exactly what we're going to look like just yet. We're still working through that, but the NFL has seen a bunch of different offenses over its 100 years, and so we want to be a good offense. We want to score points and protect the football just like everybody else.
What unit are you, either because you're an offensive guy, obviously you'll be paying attention a lot to that, but are you paying attention to one unit on the offense? And I guess I'm looking at the offensive line, that's obviously the first pillar there. Are you paying specific attention to a particular unit?
That group, we felt like we made significant improvements in the offseason, bringing in Marcus and Sweezy, getting Justin back, Mason, AQ, and DJ, who was hurt. So we feel like we made strides there. And I think the wide receiver group, just seeing who's going to emerge with all those young guys, and as they get more comfortable, where that goes.
Coach, don't know if you're a big video game guy, but the new Madden comes out this Friday, and I saw that your offense is ranked at 78 and the defense is at 80. What are your thoughts about that?
It's funny you bring that up, because I had seen a bunch of guys kind of getting in their feelings about their ratings, and then somebody sent me a picture of what I look like on there, so I want to get adjusted on looks rating. So I look like I'm on The Walking Dead in that picture, but. So, yeah, I apologize to any of those players that I thought, hey, it's just a video game, why are you upset? Because I saw my picture on there, and I'm not pleased with where we're at. So we'll have to work on that. But, yeah, I don't play the game, but I know it's a big deal.
And then lastly, anybody that's on your team right now that you've been seeing in training camp for the first couple of days, what's a player that you can see their rating maybe going up? They've been putting in a lot of hard work these first couple of days.
Yeah, it looks like they're all pretty low to start, so I think everybody has, I don't think anybody in that locker room is probably pleased with where they're at on that game, and so hopefully we can boost a lot of those up.
How did you happen to see your picture on that?
Somebody sent me a text, one of my really kind friends, and it just said looking good, bud. I'm like, all right, so let's work on that, adjusters.